Hey everybody, welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is Monday, so it is time for our weekly recap of 911. Yes, they are back. This is season 3, episode 9, The Fallout. So last week they did not give us an episode because they went on some little break. I don't even understand what the break was. But anyway, they are back and this episode was good. So let's just jump right into it. So it's a 911 call. We see this lady, we find out she the landlord. She outside raking or doing some yard work. We see a UPS man. He drop off this heavy ass package because he had to use the dolly to drag it over there to the house. The landlady, she go knock on the door or whatever. She was like, I guess she was wanting to tell her package was here, but the girl ran out before, she can get the words out. She trying to pick up the package. The lady like, no, you got to use the dolly. And she was just like, I got it. I got to lift with my knees. And so she dragging the package, and that next girl looked rough. Like, she ain't sleeping days, okay? Like, I thought I had bags under my eyes. No, she had, like, big-ass luggage, so she just got fired. She got fired from some blog, something she got fired from that she was just like the top thing in there, and then they just replaced her. Like, all right, girl, bye. So she feeling down in the dumps. She gave herself a whole pity party and everything like that. She opened up the box. It's a weighted blanket. She tells the landlady that all her problems will be solved. And the landlady like, by the blankets? And she was like, yeah. This is like a big hug, and I'll just see you in the wintertime or summer or something, she said. And so then she pushes the landlady out. She wraps up in her weighted blanket, get on the couch. We see her, she giving affirmations and all this other stuff. She crying. She just, she was down in the dumps. And next thing we see, because before on a news broadcasting, they were saying that it's been some meteor sightings or whatever. It was going to be a meteor shower and all this other stuff. So that was like a clue. So next we see that one of the damn meteors fall right through that girl roof onto her lap. Well, not onto her lap, through her lap and through the floor. So I don't know how far down it went, but that thing went deep. But you could still kind of see it glistening and stuff like that. Because next we hear the damn landlady. She like Chicken Little out this bitch talking about the sky is falling, the sky is falling. So she called 911 and all them. They get there. She taking them to the house and they showing Olivia. And Olivia's like, how am I still alive? And we like, yeah, how is you still alive, girl? Because like the thing went through her belly. It went through her belly. So she got this big ass hole in her freaking belly. Like, yeah. So they was like, the blanket, because the meteor went through the blanket and then it went through her, then it went through the couch, and then it went through the floor and all that other stuff. So the blanket had metal in it. So the metal from the blanket cauterized her arteries and stuff like that, so she wouldn't bleed out. So the blanket saved her life. So luckily she had that blanket on, otherwise she'd have been dead. So Buck, he up here giving all this trivia on the damn meteor, talking about she is only another person in the world who survived the meteor shower, and that was back in 1950. And she like, why do you know this? How do you know this? And then they tell her that he been looking up stuff since he survived the tsunami and stuff. And what else happened? Oh, she was saying like how she the unluckiest person in the world because the meteor hit her and all this stuff. And Buck was like, girl, this is a rarity. Like, you finna be famous and stuff. So she all excited because she about to be famous, right? And then yeah, that was pretty much it for her. But that meteor, it looked pretty whatever. I don't know if they look like that. Well, have I been to a science museum? I think I have, but I don't remember what no damn meteor looked like. I think it just looked like a rock at this point in the museums. I don't know. But anyway, the one they showed in that floor, it looked pretty. Anyway, we see Hen, Maddie, and Eddie. They in therapy with Frank. And the way they set it up was that Hen would say something, then Eddie would finish like the sentence, but they weren't in the same room at the same time. It was like their separate sessions, but they were trying to make it like they were finishing each other's sentence or whatever. So Hen was saying, because not last, because they didn't show last episode, but the episode before last week, she hit that girl. So she is not sleeping. She's still dreaming about this girl. She said she had a dream that she was crashing into the girl in slow motion, and she could see like the accident all around her, the girl dying slow, like everything. And then Eddie was talking about how he failed Christopher, and how he blames himself for a lot of stuff. And Maddie was pretty much like not really digging therapy or whatever like that, because she was like, I did this before. Like, y'all all say the same stuff. I've been to therapy before. I went to therapy after Doug. I went to therapy after this. So this is like her third or fourth time in therapy. And he was like, so why are you here? And she was like, well, because I was told I had to come here for my job and stuff like that. And what she said? She said something about she broke the policies. She violated something. And she said something else, and he was like, well, I'm sorry it didn't work for you. And she was like, who said it ain't work for me? He was like, well, you wouldn't be sitting here. Duh. But anyway, Eddie was pretty much like, he don't want to fail Christopher. And he said something else. Yeah, he didn't want to fail his kid. Because he feels guilty because Christopher was hiding his pain. Because remember, Christopher didn't really want to tell him why he was sad and all the other stuff. So he feels guilty because he felt like Christopher is taking on a lot of stuff that he shouldn't, pretty much, or whatever like that. And of course, Hen, she just keep reliving the whole death and blaming herself, even though we all know it was an accident. She keeps blaming herself for it or whatever. Next, we see Buck. Let me see. Oh, they was all in the station or whatever. And Buck was asking about Hen and when she was coming back. Because they was all trying to figure out when Hen was going to come back or whatever like that. And what was the hold up with the investigation. Because they like, it was an accident. It's not like she purposefully went out and targeted this girl to kill her or whatever like that. So, they was like, well, have you talked to her and stuff? And he was like, well, no. Because all she want to do is talk about, the girl or whatever. And then they was talking about Eddie doing therapy, and Eddie was like, me and Frank, we ain't vibing or whatever like that. And so Chimney had suggested some lady therapist, and Buck was like, is that the one I slept with? I said, oh my God. So it was just a mess. And then Althena, she come up, and they cheer her because, she back on duty or whatever like that. And Althena got the email from... because when they started talking about Hen, when Althena won, whatever, they talked about Hen regardless. But anyway, so Althena had got a message from May about her essay to go to college and stuff like that. And when she opened it up, she was like, what kind of shit? She was like, what was it called? Living with the Enemy. I was like, May, that's not nice. So she wrote her mom the enemy because she was the cop. Because like what happened a couple weeks ago or whatever, when Michael and Harry and them got pulled over and all that other stuff, the racist cop. So Jesus, all these names. May had wrote about Althena being the enemy because she had gotten her grill about her being a cop or whatever. So Althena felt some type of way about that and whatnot. And she was like, she wanted to go talk to her or whatever like that. Bobby, he's talking to Hen. He tell her what all the preliminary reports say and everything like that. He said that she did hit the button. So she hit the button. Her light did turn green. Remember, we was trying to figure that out. Her light did turn green, but the girl light never turned red. Her light was still green. So she went through not knowing or whatever like that because it was some kind of circuit issue or something like that. So it had nothing to do with Hen. Hen wasn't in the wrong. The girl didn't run a red light. She ran a green light. So it really was no one's fault. It was just some malfunction. Unfortunately, she lost her life or whatever like that, and Hen blames herself. But in this incident, it was like literally an accident. It was nobody's fault. So Bobby telling her all this, but Hen is just like pretty much like, I just can't deal, because she's still blaming herself. She like, everybody can tell me it was an accident, everybody can tell me it was an accident, but until I feel like it was an accident. I'm not going to be all right. So he was just like, well, your job is still available for you. So you can come back whenever or whatever like that. And she was like, I just need some time to, think some stuff over and blah, blah, blah. So, he left her kind of sitting there. We see Althena. Oh, we see Althena. She at the house. She talking to Michael. She reading the letter out loud. Not the letter. The essay out loud to Michael. Pulling out stuff. And somewhere in there it was saying like May was ashamed of what her mom did and stuff like that. So of course Althena was offended because like that's her, her job or whatever. And so Michael was like, that's not what she said. That's not what she meant. And she said this. She said that she was proud of you and that you do all this good work and all this stuff. So she was like, wait a minute. You read this? And he was like, huh, what? Who said mama? So he was like, yeah, I read it. We discussed it or whatever. And so she was, how Althena gets. She was just 0 to 100. And so she was just like, I'm going to tell her, what's right or whatever. And he was just like, look, that's not how we raised them. We raised them to be independent, be creative, think on their own. And her writing this essay showed that we did our job. You just basically got to tell her that you love her, that you're proud of her, and, keep it moving and stuff like that. Keep all your feelings inside. And so she was like, yeah, that's easy for you to say because you're not the enemy type thing. And so she kind of walked off and he was standing there looking dumb like, the fuck? So next we see Hen and Karen. Oh, no. Chimney and Hen. They are somewhere. I don't know who house they at, child. But they talking. And Hen was saying that Karen and her are doing better. It's like the IVF stuff never, took place or whatever like that. Because now Karen has a purpose, pretty much. And that's to take care of Hen. So she not focused on the IVF. She not focused on herself anymore and stuff like that. She want to take her and Hen to a like a relaxation retreat type thing. So they was joking about it was going to be like some healing crystals and all this other stuff. And she was like, girl, Chim, I don't even care. As long as it's some kind of massage or something peaceful and relaxing, I'm down for it. And he was like, okay, that sounds good or whatever. And he was just like, take care of yourself, heal yourself and stuff like that. So he was, supportive, of course, or whatever. That's his bestie and stuff. So, what we see? I said that. Okay, so then we see Maddie. She at work. This part was just... So Maddie at work, her bestie. I don't know. What is that guy's name, y'all? I don't ever know that man's name. But, her bestie, they talking. He inviting her out for wings and drinks. And she like, no, I'm going out with Buck. We doing our little brother-sister thing or whatever. So he was like, all right, catch you later and stuff. So next we see her get a call from Tara, the girl who worked at the gym that Maddie was stalking. And then she calling Maddie, talking about she need help. She crying and all this other stuff. So Maddie like, oh, he must have hit her or something like that. So she rushed over there. I was like, Maddie, come on. Why would this girl just filed charges against you, talking about you was stalking her and stuff, and then you want to rush over there to help her. But Maddie got an open heart and caring heart and stuff like that, and she don't want to see nobody go down the path that she went down, so she rushed over there. The girl opened up the door. She got this big ass black eye. She got blood all over herself, and then she got a gun. She like, we got into this fight. He was beating me and all this other stuff, and Maddie like, what happened? You killed them? And she was like, oh, I thought I did or whatever like that. We paying over this man. He still is aboard trying to breathe and stuff. She shot him in his damn shoulder. The bullet probably traveled to his lungs or whoever the damn bullet went to. He barely making it and stuff. So Maddie go to call 911. The girl snatched the phone from Maddie, talking about something. Oh no, you can't call 911 or nothing like that. And Maddie like, well, what the hell do you call me over here for? To watch him die? And so she was like, I don't know. Meanwhile, she still got the gun in her hand. She just waving the gun off. I was like, if she don't put this fucking gun down, I swear she was gonna shoot Maddie by accident or shoot herself in the head, because she had the gun all up here and all that. Girl, if you don't put this gun down, like before we even talking, you need to put that gun down because I don't trust you. Mm-mm. So he's still gasping for air. He really can't breathe at this point. So Maddie, she go in the kitchen because she like, yo, this shit crazy. She go in the kitchen. She go get a butcher knife and get some alcohol. She go pour some alcohol on the knife or whatever like that. She cut him on the side with like the breathing tube will go or whatever like that. So she go cut him on the side, open up, his the side, his flanks, open up his abdomen side, whatever. And then she stick her finger in there to put pressure on his not to put pressure. I guess the hole where his lungs were or something. It was pretty much like a breathing tube. You put the breathing tube in and then it'll release air. So she was pretty much doing that with her finger. So what happened? Oh, and so Maddie was basically begging the girl to call freaking 911. She was like, yo, you don't want this on your conscience. Like, you don't want this. And she was like, well, you shot. No, because did she tell Maddie? I think Maddie had told her at that point. She was like, I killed my husband or whatever. And the girl was like, it's going to be self-defense. It's going to be self-defense. And she was like, yeah, that's what you're going to tell yourself. But you can tell yourself that over and over again, but it won't matter. You don't want that on your conscience. Like, you don't want to live with killing a person that you love. She told her that she killed her husband and she loved him and stuff like that. And she couldn't deal with it. So then we saw Maddie's break because that was holding her back in therapy pretty much and holding her back from, getting better and stuff like that. So at any point, the girl, she finally called 911. So, what happened? And for real, I was pretty much like, F him in his shoulder. Like, like, he shouldn't be out here beating up women and all this other stuff. Like, but I guess, you got to save the life of an abuser or a killer or whatever. Like, but I was like, ooh, F him. But we gotta do the right thing. Anyway, so, what happened? I said she begged. I said all that. Y'all know I can't remember nothing. And then I put it on my phone, and then the damn phone thing's so little. I said that. Okay, so then the girl finally called 911. 911 come. Yo, why when 911 came, this girl runs to this man's side. Maddie was straight looking like, what the fuck? Like, did that just happen? Like, I cannot. And so, I guess, Maddie had called Buck or whatever like that because Buck and Maddie at the hospital and stuff like that. And, Buck was like, oh, you did a finger thoracotomy or whatever like that. Good job, sis. You did the damn thing or whatever like that. And she really wasn't feeling that. You know how Maddie is. So she was just like all reserved and stuff. She really wasn't saying that. And he was like, you saved the guy who really shouldn't have been saved or whatever like that. And so, of course, Maddie was like, and no one deserves to die and stuff like that. But, so then a cop came out. And the cop was like, oh, you can go, what's her last? I don't know what her last name is. Miss Maddie. We're going to call her Miss Maddie. He was like, you can go. And she was like, what? You don't want my statement? And he was like, no. Before he went to surgery, he told us that he shot himself by accident. Maddie was like, what? By accident? The cop was like, yeah, that's what I said, but whatever. And so he leave. And then the girl, she come up. And so she like, oh, thank you, Maddie. Thank you. Thank you. And Maddie looking like, by accident. And so she asked her, like, what's going on? And so the girl was like, he said he will forgive me if I forgave him, and we're going to start all over and everything's going to be so happy, and then it's going to be roses. And Maddie was pretty much like, look, I can't help that hoe no more. Like, she on her own. Like, go with God. Because, like, she crazy. Like, whatever. Moving on. So Maddie was pretty much like, because Buck was like, well, you want to stay? And she was like, no, I can't help her no more. Like, she on her own type thing. And I agree, because let them be happy to have a child. Let them kill each other. For real. I did skip a part, but I'm going back to it. we see Karen and Hen. They at the retreat. They about to check in, and then this lady, and it took me a minute to realize who she was. She was like, Henrietta, and she said her last name too. And she was like, oh my God, I ain't seen you in a while. You saved my life and blah, blah, blah. So it was the dang on life coach. Remember in the beginning, not beginning, was it season 1 or season 2 when they showed Hen's story? I can't remember. But whatever season they showed Hen's story, remember how she became a paramedic? She had saved, she was in like therapy and stuff like that after leaving her pharmaceutical job. And the life coach was having a heart attack or something, and was it a heart? I think it was a heart attack. She was having a heart attack, and then Hen pretty much saved her life or whatever like that. So that was that lady, and so she invited them to dinner and whatnot, and Karen and them was talking about that in the room. And Karen was like, oh, this is serendipity. Like, you found somebody that you saved and where we ran into them and stuff. And Hen is like, she is like really putting it on herself that this is her fault. And Karen was like, it was not your fault. And Hen like, I can't even remember pushing the button. I can't remember pushing the button. I should remember these things. And Karen was like, girl, we do so many things every day. Like, it's hard to remember what you did or what you didn't do. Like, you pushing that button was like every day. That was just like something daily that you do. Like, she was like, I brush my teeth every morning, but I can't remember if I did it this morning, but I know I probably did it since I do it every morning or whatever like that. And because like her pushing that button probably was second nature. So she just pushed it, ain't even realize she pushed it. So why would you remember something that you do repetitively or whatever like that? So Karen was trying with her. Him really wasn't hearing it. What happened? Cause maybe I should just finish them. Oh, y'all. Okay. So then, yeah, I won't finish them, but pretty much. So then we see later on, Hen was talking. They did take her up on the dinner offer. So then they say, so they talking or whatever like that. And Karen asked the lady if she had saw anything because she was near death or whatever. She was like, no, I didn't really see anything in the afterlife, but I have seen a lot of things. And she was like, I've seen my daughter get married. I've seen 2 grandchildren be born. I've traveled the world. I've done a lot of stuff. And it's all thanks to you, Hen. She was like, I'm grateful for you for giving me, a second chance, for saving my life pretty much. And she was just like, she thanks God every day for, a second chance at life. And she just is living life. So Hen is just like listening to her and stuff like that. And she thanks Hen, and Hen was just like, you're welcome. But she was crying, because it really like touched her and stuff like that. So I think it was like really breaking through. Like, you do a lot. Like, this one incident, you can't hold this against yourself because it was like really an accident and stuff like that. So we see Eddie and Buck. They talking, and Eddie was asking about how Maddie was doing and stuff like that, and Buck, Buck let him know. And then Buck was like apologizing to Eddie for not being there when he needed him or whatever, because how Buck was going through that whole thing, like not going back to work, feeling woe was me, all sorry for himself and blah blah blah. So he said he blames himself for Eddie at where he at right now or whatever like that. So I thought it was real cute because he was just like, you want to go in the ring with me and stuff, because he was saying like Eddie was fighting, and he was like, you ain't imagine you was hitting my face when you was fighting and stuff like that. And Eddie was like, no, I wouldn't do nothing like that, because, you on those blood thinners or whatever. And so Buck was pretty much challenging him and stuff. And so then next we saw them, they was playing Mortal Kombat, and Eddie had whooped Buck's behind. He just whooped us behind in Mortal Kombat or whatever like that. And it was cute. Christopher was there and stuff with him. So that was a cute little moment with them. I liked them together. Not together, but you know what I mean, y'all. I like that little bromance. It's cute. I told y'all about Hen and them. Okay. This the last part, y'all, because this was a good part. So it's a 911 call. We see this old man, and he drilling a new employee and stuff like that, telling him like these the rules, blah blah blah. And he tell the young guy to go pump the gas. He gonna go check the cargo or whatever like that. He checked the cargo. y'all, it's some radioactive cargo in the back. So he worried and stuff. So he get in the truck, and while they driving, he told the guy, he said, we carrying back there. He was like, no, what we carrying? He was like, look on that thing. You see any steel drums in there? So they was hiding radioactive material behind some regular flammable stuff or whatever like that. So he takes his eyes off the damn road. He go crashing into like a construction site and all this other stuff. And he inside this tunnel. He goes up the thing, the damn oh my goodness, what is the damn front of the truck called? Oh, I can't think of it. But y'all know the front of the truck, not the lube, but what is that damn? I can't think of it. But the front of the damn truck, not the lube, but that go up. So then it's all crooked. The young dude, he go flying outside the damn truck. The old man, he's still strapped in the freaking driver's seat or whatever like that. They come up because it's like, they get called or whatever like that. They come up, the truck got combustible written all on it and stuff like that. The person on the phone calling 911, he like, it's been an accident, a 3-car pileup, no, like a 3-truck pileup or something, and there's flames all over the place, and one person stuck, and we trying to help the dude get out, and it's white flames coming from inside the truck. They like, white flames? What? The truck get there. Bobby like, y'all need to suit up. I want all the hazmat stuff on. Get the CO2. Get this, get that. They go in there. They find out it's magnesium and it's freaking cobalt. So, that is dangerous stuff. Like, that could kill you. Like, kill you. Chernobyl, like, if you don't know nothing about that, look that up, because that shit is deadly. Like, look at what it did. And I think, is it a show? Not a show. I think they did the documentary on, what's it, Stars or Showtime? Or maybe Amazon Prime. I can't remember, but it might be Showtime, because I don't have Showtime, but I think Showtime goes through Amazon Prime. But look it up. If you don't know nothing about it, look it up. So, they not supposed to be carrying that shit, and they carrying it through the city. Okay, so if anything were to happen and that stuff leak out, anybody can get cancer, die, just get all types of diseases and stuff that no. So, they like, what the hell? So anyway, if the magnesium was about to set the damn cobalt on fire. So they like, we need the nitro, we need this evacuated by a 3-mile radius, we need this. They try and get the man, they got the young guy out. He was seasoned. They fixed him up real quick, got him out. The old man, he's stuck. So they get the jaws of life. I think that the jaws of life wasn't cutting fast enough or something, because they couldn't use the power thing, because it was set off a spark. So they was trying to get him out. They couldn't really get him out. Bobby like, y'all go back. Y'all get the nitro trucks, bring them back or whatever. They was like, no, we need to keep you, you can't be staying here or whatever like that. Then he was like, no, go on, I got the man. So the damn nitro trucks, they stuck in freaking traffic, because of course they had the 3-mile radius, and they was rerouting, because old dude, Maddie best friend from the 911 joint, he told him to reroute the whole traffic, don't let nobody in the tunnel. They backed up. They can't get in. So Bobby in there inhaling this stuff, the truck driver inhaling all this stuff. Bobby like, all right, well, I can use this CO2 to keep the flame, because the magnesium flame was going over to the cobalt, about to set that on fire. So he's used the CO2 to kind of calm the magnesium fire down. But while he was doing it, he was just taking in all the smoke. So he just breathing it in. Well, not really breathing it in, because he had the mask on, but still, stuff get in that mask. I don't care what nobody say. So he was trying. So they finally get the nitro trucks in. The team rushing, Eddie and Buck, they rush in with the nitro people. They like, well, how long has he been in there? Too damn long. So they get Bobby out. They finally get the old man out. Then they put the flame out and stuff like that. Though nothing happened or whatever like that. I was like, oh my God, that'd have been horrible. I was like, I know they not finna go out like this. So, of course, Bobby, he got to get quarantined, got to get hosed down, get his uniform hosed down and stuff like that. Because, again, he was taking it all in. So they all worried, like, everybody got out unscathed, but the truck driver and Bobby was in there longest inhaling all that stuff. So Bobby in the hospital, all his labs came back good, except for his urine had high concentration of cobalt, and his liver enzymes was a little shaky. But he got to come in once a week for 6 weeks to get, labs done and stuff like that. The truck driver, we found out, what happened? May, because, they took Bobby home and stuff like that. And so, the kids and everybody was worried about him and stuff. And they were saying, like, the guy, he was breathing all that stuff in. He had breathing problems. And they said he might develop cancer or something like that. So, like, y'all. So they was worried about Bobby. But Bobby was like, don't worry about me. I'm feeling fine and stuff. Y'all know how Bobby is. He can get on my nerves sometimes. But he's so cute. But anyway, so we see Karen and Hen, they back. They in the bed, they talking. And they was pretty much saying like how they were both afraid that they didn't need each other, and they were both afraid that the whole IVF had messed up their relationships and stuff like that. And Karen was like, I really, heard what the lady was saying, and I still need you and Denny, but I felt like y'all could do better or whatever. And so she was like, oh, I felt the same way and stuff like that. So they pretty much like made up and stuff and kissed and stuff. And then Denny came in there asking, can they go get the doggy? And then they went off into the sunset. At the end, Hen came back to work. Before they came back to work, I told you about the hit. Before Althena did talk to May, and May had told, she played it cool. She basically just told her, like, I'm a sergeant, like, change my title, fix my title, whatever like that, and everything else is good to go. I'm proud of you, I love you, and stuff like that. And May was just like, oh, okay, Mom. And so Michael was like, Ashley wasn't that good? She was like, yeah, I wish she just would have told me she was mad at me. So, I mean, I was proud of Althena because she played it cool, because you know how she can get, y'all. But she played it cool. At the end, when we was going out, we see Althena, she's sending the kids off, but then she looking up on Google radiation poisoning. So she's still very, very much worried about Bobby, as she should be. And then we see Hen going back to work. What else do we see? We saw Maddie. She went back to therapy, and she said that she wanted to tell the story about how she felt about killing her husband. And we saw something else. What did we see? Oh, we saw the truck driver. He was the whistleblower. So he was on TV. He was, blowing the whistle on how the people was cutting corners and stuff like that. We see the girl who had the meteor in her belly. She on IG Live. She got all these followers and stuff. I said that. And that was it. Let me just make sure, y'all, because y'all know I be all over the goddamn place. Yep, that was it, y'all. So that was the episode. I talked for a long ass time, but y'all know how I get. And y'all be watching me, so. And I really appreciate y'all. Next week looks very good. And like I said, next week is the fall finale. So I'm not sure when they will be back. Because like I said, in January is Lone Star. Is it Lone Star? I know it's in Texas, so I think it's Lone Star. But we'll see that one. So we'll see if it comes back in January. And if it don't, it don't. I'll give y'all Lone Star if y'all watch it. So anyway, thank you very, very, very much for supporting me and watching me. And just give me all this love. I really, really appreciate it. But anyway, until next time, y'all. Peace.